Hormone receptor positive HER2 positive disease is a special group because here there is the option of non-chemotherapy based approaches with dual targeting of these pathways. The addition of trastuzumab to first line therapy with anastrozole has demonstrated improved progression-free survival 4.8 months versus 2.4 months. The addition of lapatinib to first line therapy with letrozole improved clinical benefit and progression-free survival 8.2 months versus 3 months. The addition of HER2 directed therapy with either trastuzumab or lapatinib to endocrine therapy should be considered in patients because it has a lower toxicity first line treatment with patients without symptomatic metastasis or visceral crisis. Although the combination of lapatinib plus letrozole offers the advantage of being an oral regimen, it is also associated with increased GI toxicity due to the increased incidence of diarrhea. Optimal sequencing of these new HER2 directed agents. The incorporation of HER2 directed therapy has led to significant improvement in response rates and overall survival for patients with HER2 positive metastatic breast cancer. The Cleopatra trial, in which patients received dual antibody therapy with trastuzumab and pertuzumab in combination with docetaxel, it demonstrated a superior median progression-free survival and overall survival, thereby established it as a current standard of care for the first-line treatment of patients with HER2 positive metastatic breast cancer. Multiple treatment options are available at the time of disease progression after first-line therapy. When there is a progression of first-line therapy, one should consider multiple variables: prior treatments received, prior toxicities and comorbid conditions, ease of scheduling, and patient preference. The Emilia trial, in which it was shown that T-DM1 was superior and less toxic than the combination of capecitabine and lapatinib, so it can be considered as a second line. The National Comprehensive Cancer Network currently recommends that T-DM1 should be the preferred second line regimen after disease progression occurring during the treatment with pertuzumab, trastuzumab and taxane based therapy. Again, for the third line, there are many variables. The optimal sequencing for later lines is unclear. Trastuzumab has been combined with several cytotoxic agents such as vinorelbine, capecitabine, eribulin, liposomal doxorubicin and gemcitabine in clinical trials and has demonstrated clinical efficacy. Patients who prefer an oral regimen could opt for therapy with capecitabine plus lapatinib. A non-chemotherapy option would include lapatinib with trastuzumab, and it has also an added advantage of vertical blockade. In the absence of evidence establishing the optimal sequence of therapy in the third line or later setting, patients and their physicians should weigh their options and the potential side effects of therapy. New HER2 directed agents currently in the development. HER2 is now considered as a heterogeneous group. Various genes and pathways are being analyzed and they are targeted. Neratinib and afatinib are the orally available irreversible TKIs, and early phase clinical trials have demonstrated their clinical activity as a single agent. And when combined with trastuzumab or paclitaxel or vinorelbine, they are having response rates of 38% to 41%. Diarrhea has been the most frequently observed toxicity and has been managed with antidiarrheal medications and dose reduction. A phase 2 trial comparing neratinib monotherapy with lapatinib plus capecitabine was unable to demonstrate the non-inferiority of neratinib. Median progression-free survival was 4.5 months on the neratinib arm and 6.8 months on the lapatinib plus capecitabine arm. There are several ongoing clinical trials with afatinib and neratinib. including a phase 3 study comparing the combination of neratinib and capecitabine with lapatinib and capecitabine. And conclusions, development of HER2-directed agents including trastuzumab, pertuzumab, lapatinib and T-DM1 has significantly improved long-term outcomes for a HER2-positive MBC. Currently, trastuzumab, pertuzumab and taxane-based therapy are recommended for first-line treatment. T-DM1 is the preferred regimen in the second-line setting. In the third-line setting and beyond, several options are recommended including lapatinib in combination with capecitabine, trastuzumab or other trastuzumab-based combination with chemotherapy, and results from ongoing clinical trials of currently available agents and novel agents could impact the optimal sequencing of HER2-directed therapies in the metastatic setting in future. The evolving use of HER2-directed therapies in the setting of early-stage disease, such as recent FDA approval of pertuzumab for neoadjuvant therapy, could also impact the choice of first-line therapy in metastatic setting. Thank you all.